Hello users, and welcome to another episode of Above It All. And I made this video yesterday about how a protester in Austin was shot and killed in a car attack. And the right wing, as you can see, 3,000 views, 500 dislikes. I'm going to give my own video a like here. Yeah, that's right. I'm liking my own video. Stay mad. But a lot of people in the comment section, well, when they weren't trying to call me a tranny, Antifa, soy boy and stuff, kept saying that the guy shot first. Like it's some like Star Wars like fucking debate or something. Like when you fire off the first shots, right? Like this is like every single comment from these right-wing MAGA boomers is about how Garrett shot first, and therefore he deserved it. So I've been talking on my channel a lot about how the Nazi to Trump pipeline is real. And so basically what I think here is that a bunch of 4chaners, 8chaners, whatever channers, found my video. You know, it was part of their propaganda machine. They wanted to disperse fake news, right? And so they just spam my video with a bunch of insults and you know, ooh, look, there's a male YouTuber. Haha, I'm funny, right? And they're talking about how Garrett shot first and therefore it's okay that he's dead. In fact, it's not only okay, it's justified, right? But, or rather, and also, this is the thing as well, is again, this is a conspiracy theory started in the 4chan, 8chan neo-Nazi pipeline, and then it was brought to Twitter by the likes of Ian Miles Chong, or as well as Tim Pool, Andy No, Michael Tracy as well. There's a lot of these people that are just like neo-Nazi adjacent journalists. Like, for example, Andy No is connected to Atomwaffen. Atomwaffen is also connected to the group that swatted me. So I know for a fact how these pipelines work. So Donald Trump retweets Ian Miles Chong's post about this, escalating the conspiracy theory to the national level. But it turns out, right, again, shocker. It's an absolute shocker. Turns out Garrett did not shoot at all. The 5 shots that were heard first in the video were not from Garrett's AK-47. That was the driver driving through a red light into a crowd of protesters and then shooting at Garrett. Garrett did not fire a single shot. However, the other 3 shots were someone else in the crowd shooting at the car as the pussy drove away after murdering someone. So, the New York Times has an article here, and yeah, I know the fascists are already like, this soy boy tranny's reading the New York Times fake news! Ah! Like, got me, bro. You got me. Anyway, so, Mr. Foster was wearing a black bandana and a baseball cap, bumped into an independent journalist at the march on Saturday, and he spoke matter-of-factly about the weapon that he was draped on, or that was draped on a strap in front of him. They don't let us march in the streets anymore, so I got to practice some of our rights, Mr. Foster told the journalist, Hiram Gilberto Garcia, who is broadcasting the interview live on Periscope. If I use it against the cops, I'm dead, he conceded. Later that night, Mr. Foster was fatally shot, but not by police. The authorities said he was killed by a motorist who had a confrontation with protesters. Now again, this is the official police report, as well as the report from on-the-ground journalists. So, if any of these fascist right-wing goofball dumbfucks, the MAGA boomers, want to go like, oh, fake news! Are you accusing the police department? I thought y'all love the police. I thought Blue Lives Matter. I thought y'all were back in the blue. So, are they fake news as well? Like, what's the, like, where's the level of fake news here, right? But again, right-wingers, and again, I'll point to these comments here, right-wingers just don't care about facts. They don't care about events, right? First shots were from the AK-47, right? Like, they just don't care. They don't give a fuck. Again, this is the neo-Nazi to Trump pipeline, and vice versa. The neo-Nazis promote these conspiracy theories. It then reaches the neo-Nazi adjacent and connected Trump-supporting journalists on Twitter, and then they reach the President of the United States. This is the neo-Nazi to Trump pipeline. If you don't understand that this is real, if you're still trying to dispute this, I'm sorry. Chances are you are either a neo-Nazi yourself or just stupid enough to be a useful idiot for their project. So anyway, the police and witnesses said the man in the car turned it aggressively toward the marchers, as seen in the video. And you can watch my original video on this if you want to watch the actual video. And Mr. Foster then approached it. The driver opened fire, shooting Mr. Foster 3 times. He was rushed to a hospital and was later pronounced dead. Austin's police chief, fake news Brian Manley, fake news, TDS, MAGA, fake news, TDS, right? Told reporters on Sunday that as the motorist turned, a crowd of protesters surrounded the vehicle, and some struck the car. The driver, whose name has not been released, then opened fire from inside the car as Mr. Foster approached. Another person in the crowd pulled out a handgun and shot as the vehicle sped away. Minutes after the shooting, the driver called 911 and said he had been involved in a shooting and had driven away from the scene. Chief Manley said, the chief correspondent of the fake news media, right? Like, why would the police chief lie about this? Seriously, the right-wingers are deranged. And again, if you scroll down, right, assuming the neo-Nazis haven't gotten bored of this story within 24 hours, right, you're going to see the same people calling me, ooh, tranny soy boy, fake news, right? Because they don't care about facts. They don't care about real life. All they care about is their manufactured, bizarro fantasy land that they pretend to inhabit, right? This is all a game to them. There is no such thing as real life. These are keyboard warriors, right? But they influence the President of the United States with their fascist ideology. Also, one of these fascists tried to debate me yesterday, and I uploaded this video that I recommend you check out. If you do want to see how, like, neo-Nazis are acting and behaving in the year of our Lord 2020, I did upload a debate. It lasted about 20 minutes before the guy just had, like, a complete meltdown. But if you want to go see what neo-Nazis are like, that can be something to look into. The caller told dispatchers he had shot someone who had approached the driver's window and pointed a rifle at him. His account is that Mr. Foster pointed the weapon directly at him, and he fired his handgun at Mr. Foster. So even the driver himself, the guy who drove into a crowd of people, right, is saying that Mr. Foster did not shoot at him. But I guess that's fake news, right? Like, that's fake news. TDS, MAGA, CAG, TDS, USA, right? That's all these people ever say. They can only speak in bizarre abbreviations and code words. It's bizarre to me. But that's pretty much the gist here. But again, are you going to see all these people apologize? No. Right? Because the whole thing that these people have been doing is that they've been ignoring the fact that someone drove into a crowd, because that's not important, pretending that the first shots that were fired were the AK, and therefore Antifa, domestic terrorists, TDS, MAGA, right? Because these people aren't real. They're not real human beings. They are programmed drones. They may be, bodies. They may be physical beings that exist, but they're not human. They are programmed and brainwashed NPCs or drones, whatever you want to call them. They are not real, critically thinking people. All right? So, of course, again, they ignore the fact that a car drove into a crowd and injured a few people, right? That doesn't matter, right? Because all that matters is you have to find, in these people's minds, you have to find what happened first that you can blame Antifa on. And so they thought the first Antifa move were the gunshots, and therefore Antifa deserved to die. Completely ignoring, right, the fact that a car drove into a crowd, and then completely ignoring that the guy himself, who said it himself, shot Mr. Foster first, right? Again, but facts don't matter. They don't matter to these people. These are neo-Nazis, right? Your audio is clear. 5 shots heard by AK-47. Small caliber shots followed. Like what? They think these words make them sound smart. Like, they think that they've got the world figured out, right? But they're not. They're just stupid motherfuckers. And I would love to see, if you scroll down in this video, I would love to see all these people apologizing for being wrong, right? I would love to see that. He shot first. It's his own fault, right? I would love to see Jimmy Shaker, BT, only one can know. I would love to see these people apologize on the comments of this video, but they're not going to. Because why would they? They already got their news cycle out. They're probably going to attach to something else. President Trump already escalated this to national media. It doesn't matter. Facts do not matter. We are living in a post-truth era, and you have to realize that. That's why, in my opinion, you should ignore conservatives. If conservatives say something, do not compromise. Just ignore them. Now, I obviously, as you know, my YouTube channel, the content I focus on, I'm an anti-fascist. And as an anti-fascist, it's important for me to educate you on how fascists move, how they operate, how they group together, what the pipeline is, where these things originate, and how it reaches the president. That's what my job is. But your job as a regular person, don't waste time on the comments. Unless you're there to make me money, because here's the thing. If you noticed, I reply to almost every comment. In fact, I missed one. If I reply to the comments, these people are stupid. A lot of them are just MAGA boomers. They're over the age of 50. They don't know how ad block works. So I do this. I reply to them once, maybe twice, and they reload my video over and over and over again, watching the ads. This is what happened when 4chan found my Chaz video, is they watched the video over and over and over again to make fun of me in the comments, and I got literally over $100 from one video. So again, as disgusting as it is, of course, in the YouTube game, I might make some money off of this, but that's not the point here. The point here is education first and foremost. You need to understand that these people are not real. They do not matter. There is no public discourse that should concern them. They are crazy outliers. It just so happens that they're connected to the president, okay? But, again, you don't need to worry about them. You don't need to tailor your arguments for them. As a leftist, you need to unconditionally support an agenda and policies that help all people, specifically working people, specifically minorities, right? You don't need to go full Obama and compromise with the right wing, because why would you? These people aren't inhabiting the same universe. We are in a post-truth era, so there is no reason to compromise your beliefs. There's no reason to question your beliefs because a neo-Nazi threw insults at you or anything like that. Just ignore them. But understand where they came from, how they operate, and what the pipeline is, because that is the important part. Anyway, rest in power, Garrett Foster. You will be missed. Goodbye, everyone.